3 things that you can expect from me going into 2023 that can help you out in your sales efforts. You're going to love these things. I'm giving them away. Check it out. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist podcast. I'm your host, Donald C. Kelly, the Sales Evangelist. And I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And on this episode today, I'm going to share with you 3 things that you can recognize, 3 things that you should be aware of that I'm going to change or do differently as we go into 2023. Yeah, 3 in 2023. I didn't realize that until after. But 3 things. If this is your first time listening to our podcast, subscribe. Also connect with me on LinkedIn, Donald C. Kelly, on Twitter and Instagram, Donald C. Kelly. You can also find me on TikTok, Donald C. Kelly. You get the point. Donald C. Kelly, connect with me. Tell me you listen to the podcast. It will be greatly appreciated. Now, I'm going to jump in and dump these 3 things on you real quick. The first thing that I want you to be aware of that we're going to change as we listen to him. I'm just getting so excited. I'm like running over my words here. The first thing that I want you to be aware of as we go into 2023, we're changing the branding a little bit. Obviously, we're still the Sales Evangelist, and you're going to still see the Sales Evangelist logo and all that fun stuff there with that. You're going to see the design, though. Our podcast cover is going to be a little bit different, as well as you're going to start to see some of that roll out into the Q1, our branding of the way the podcast looks and the way that we look on social media. You can't get rid of that baby blue, man. That TSC blue. I think it's been identified as a TSC blue. We're gonna still have that. We're gonna still have our logo with a megaphone. You're just gonna see some different branding things as we go into 2023, and I'm really pumped about that. So be aware as you look for our podcast. As you scroll down, you're gonna be like, "Whoa, what's going on?" You're gonna see we emphasize even more so the push on number 2. We're gonna emphasize even more so the push on pipeline. Pipeline being built and pipeline being converted. You're going to see this in our podcast. It's going to be heavy on in the content that we share on our podcast and so forth. It's a major category. Now, there are a lot of things that fall underneath building pipeline and closing pipeline. I mean, obviously, negotiation may fall under closing pipeline. Building pipeline would be tools and strategies, doing outreach, building value with your prospect and helping those deals to be able to move. Ideas and things that are working. We're going to really, really ramp up on that. And you'll see with the content, there's a lot more how to. We started doing that this year, but I've met with each of our podcast guests before we do a recording, and I plan out the episode with them. And we've been doing that for about a year now, and the quality of our podcast has increased, but I'm not satisfied. I want the quality of our podcast episode to go out the roof. Even better, I want you to feel so guilty that you're going to tell me to set up a Patreon account so you can pay to listen to it or subscribe to our podcast on like some of these paid directories, because I really want it to be that rich. The reason is I'm being straight with you. Once you can come on a podcast and you can see the content's that good, you're going to tell other people about it, and then it's going to continue to grow. We're going to have more sellers and sales leaders listen to us, and you're going to say, if the free stuff is that good, dang it, what is this paid program like? And you're going to take those paid program. So that's just being straight with you. But it's just simple. Like, I mean, it's harder and harder these days. You're being bombarded with a ton of information, just like with our prospect. So I have to up my game to the next level. And the next level is to make sure that the content that I'm sharing with you is above and beyond. So 2 things. Again, first one is that the look and feel of the podcast is going to be a little bit different. Not the look and feel. The cover is going to be different. The branding is going to be a little bit different. So be aware of that. And then 2, you're also going to see that we focus even more so on pipeline in 2023. Now, the third thing I want you to be aware of that we're going to talk a little bit more about is community. Big fan of community. This is going to be a huge change. Right now, we focus a lot on inviting people to our Facebook group and our LinkedIn group. You and I both know that LinkedIn groups, they're like on a back burner. They're being searched for just as much as people trying to, find the lost city of Atlantis. Ain't nobody looking for that anymore. And same thing with these LinkedIn groups. It just seemed like that's what happened. And I love my friends over at LinkedIn, but LinkedIn groups are just not a top priority. Facebook groups, that seems like it's even harder to communicate with, because most Facebook groups have become oversaturated with people trying to sell stuff, or if it's not the folks trying to sell stuff in those communities, you got people who are selling that own the community trying to sell in those communities. We really want communities so we can have conversation. So we've invested in a platform called Circle.ai, I believe. You can find Circle, you can find the link, but we have different communities. It's pretty much like looks like a Facebook, Facebook group, and you get a chance to come in and you can expect the same value that you get from the podcast. Straight value, straight tips, straight ideas, strategies. Now we do have paid communities in that, or paid groups, or courses, but that's where all of our folks are hanging out, and that's where we're pushing everyone. So you'll see it on every episode. We're going to talk about join our circle community. You can go in there, you can jump into one of the different chats, or different one of the groups that spaces, excuse me. One of the spaces in there is about prospecting. Another one you might find on social selling, like LinkedIn or whatnot. You're going to find spaces that teach you how to build pipeline. You're going to find spaces that teach you how to close pipeline. So maybe something around prospecting, jump into that space and see some of the conversation that's going on there and interaction. If maybe it's something around closing deals, so jump into that space and have conversation around that. We want to make sure you have it based on your level of interest as well, because some of you have, you come from different backgrounds. You may be AEs, or you may be BDRs or SDRs. What are some of those things that SDRs care about? Probably prospecting and building pipe. What are some of the things AEs care about? Is building, continue to build those pipe and closing. So you'll see that we have that broken down. Check it out and check out some of our spaces and join the community. So we're sunsetting over the next year. We're not going to invite people to those Facebook group and LinkedIn group, but our goal is to convert and encourage everyone to leave those groups and to come to Circle, where we can have more control rather than giving it to some of these big platforms, and to limit the opportunities to communicate with you there. And you can check out some of our paid content there as well. So it's going to be amazing. Go back to what we talked about earlier. The second point, it's all value. Just dump in tons of value into those groups as well. And there's a final thing that a bonus thing that I want to share with you, because I said 3 things, but I want to give you another insight that you're going to be aware of, that you should take advantage. You should be lookout for in 2023. And that, my friend, is that we're going to take, and I in particular are going to take a keen interest in doing more on social. So you'll see me post a lot more on LinkedIn, even though I post, quite a few times on LinkedIn, but I'm going to post a lot more on LinkedIn. Go back to the number 2 again, straight value. We're going to try to give away stuff that you feel guilty that you're reading, because it feels like it's paid stuff, which it will be. Meaning, but this will be free to you. It's just going to be free content, education. And then the other thing is that we're going to start doing a little bit more videos, so you can see more video recaps. Our newsletter is also going to be take a little overhaul. Same idea, where we're just giving away tips on those newsletters. You're going to read them. You're going to feel like you should be paying for those newsletters. And with that too, tying back to our website, we're going to have even more content that we're giving away. So we give away a lot through the form of the podcast, but we're going to create things like tips and easy downloads that you can get without having to put your email address in, because I know a lot of y'all do the same. You know the game, right? If it's something that you're trying to test out, you ain't going to put like your real email address. You're going to put that bogus one in. So you're going to see we have some of those free things that you can just go download. And if that makes sense, the next thing that you want to get from us, you can give us your email address, because you can just tell, like, Donald, this stuff is great, so I want to get more from you on this in this same narrative or same path or idea. So you can expect that going into 2023, and I'm really pumped about it. So 1, podcast cover, you're going to see the new design of that. Number 2, you're going to see that we're pushing this idea of content pipeline, building pipe, closing pipe. Number 3 is our community. So we're going to push away from Facebook group and our LinkedIn group and give you the opportunity to join our own circle community. Check that out, and and hang out with us there. And then bonus as our number 4th item is that we're going to really, really ratchet down on more social content. We're going to share more stuff on LinkedIn. You're going to see me with more videos, more TikToks and Reels on the gram, and TikTok and the gram, excuse me. And you're going to see that our newsletter get an overhaul, where it's more value. In addition, when you come to the website, you'll see some of the giveaways that we have, things that you can typically would have been download with email address. You can just download them and take them. But we're pumped for that, and I'm super excited. So can't wait. Obviously, there are going to be some stuff that are gated, but we're going to give out more things that are not gated. I'm really excited. And if you tell me, I want you to connect with me. Go and join our community right now. Join Circle, as well as hit me up on one of these platforms. You can send me a message on LinkedIn or TikTok or Instagram and say, Donald, I'm excited about blank. Just tell me what that is. Don't say blank. Just tell me what you're excited about. I'm excited about the communities. I'm excited about the content. I'm excited about the podcast cover, whatever it is. I would love to hear from you about that. As always, our goal here is to, one, help you to build more pipeline, two, convert more of that pipe with the content we share. I want you to raise your level of thinking. I want you to take advantage of our sponsors because they're giving you some offers and things that's going to help you out tremendously. As always, I want you to raise your level of thinking and go out and do big things. Thanks so much for watching.